Hela världens fördömda. Vi är de sårade från alla krig. Vi kan inte glömma en kvinna. Vi som har hett blod i ådrorna, sorg i själen och smärta i hjärtat.
An individual has the chance to start from zero. They start you with a new name, a new identity. You can be who you wish to be.
I chose a new name because I'd been married before. I had a child. Having abandoned the family, I was likely to have problems with British justice, civil justice.
It's not a normal existence. Some of the things I've seen guys do, I mean, you get locked up in Seville Street.
Yeah, you can do stuff and get away with it. Get away with it. That the stuff you can do in civil life, you wouldn't be able to get away with it.
We are a bit out of time and space in the Legion. You realize that we are in a sort of monastery. We are living alone among us, and we are stripping off all those materialistic aspects of the society to rebuild a new man, a bit more spiritual, according to me.
En armé av munksoldater som lever på sitt ärofulla förflutna. En tillflykt för brottslingar och missanpassade från hela världen. Legoknäktar. Man kan kalla den vad man vill, men Främlingslegionen har fortfarande samma roll som när den bildades. En armé av utlänningar beredda att utföra Frankrikes smutsiga jobb. Medan solen går ner över det franska kolonialväldet lever legionen kvar som en relikt från flydda dagar. Men den kanske har en framtid som ett förenat Europas internationella armé.
When you've got legionnaires in battle, you've got all the other troops. You got 141 different countries. You got Brit squaddies, we've got Americans, we've got Australians, New Zealanders, Somalians, Ethiopians. I got 2 Zulu warriors. And you've got everybody tied in. If you've got faith in your comrades, man, you can walk all over the world.
Varje vecka anländer över 100 unga män från hela världen till Marseille för att erbjuda sina liv för Frankrike. De kommer från många olika kulturer och talar olika språk, och det kan verka som de inte har så mycket gemensamt. Men de har en sak. Alla har de brutit med sitt förflutna och är beredda att börja om.
Yes, I love you. When I say goodbye to my girlfriend, I guess that was not too hard. Because I was already prepared inside me about what I was going to do. My past is past. Now, the past is not important no longer.
Hur kommer det sig att den 20-årige Mexikofödde amerikanen Joe Espinosa har valt att lämna sitt land, sin familj och sina vänner för att bli legosoldat i Frankrikes tjänst? Det finns ingen annan armé i världen som omges av så mycket mystik som franska Främlingslegionen. Sedan den grundades 1831 har legionen varit de franska koloniernas väktare. Men imperiet existerar inte längre och legionen har kommit hem till Frankrike. Långt från sina älskade citadell i den brännande ökensolen. Men legenden lever vidare. Den legend som skapade den klassiska legionärsfilmen som spelade in så mycket pengar åt Hollywood och som gjorde Gary Cooper till stjärna. Den här legenden lockar fortfarande till sig nya aspiranter, för den vädjar till någonting djupt liggande, någonting mystiskt i mannens psyke.
People come here because they're looking for adventure. They're young guys who've heard of the Foreign Legion, who've read about it. The second reason are those who have financial problems. They can be gamblers, they can be people who've accumulated a great number of debts. The others who have minor criminal problems. That is, they may have done a few burglaries, and if they're caught this time, they could go inside for a couple of years. There are those, of course, for sentimental reasons who come here, who've left a girlfriend, they've been very stung by the romantic failure. And you've also got the ex-servicemen, of course.
I was an M60 gunner. I started out with 22 people and wound up with 12 2 years later. It was a job. It was the best fun I've ever had in my life.
När John Barkett kom hem efter Vietnamkriget hade han svårt att slå sig till ro.
I felt I was up against a social wall. There's such a social importance made on youth, and I was reaching a certain age. And all this, I thought, well, hell's bells. If you're going to die, let's die tomorrow. Get it done. Well, I haven't managed to yet, so what the hell? I'm still here.
What would you be doing if you weren't doing this?
I'd be... Well, it's three situations, you know. Have a normal life, though I doubt it. Or being Nick. Or down South Africa somewhere.
Mark Rossignol från Australien gör ingen hemlighet av att legionen har räddat honom från ett liv i fängelse. Kontraktet är enkelt. Man överlämnar sin kropp till legionen, så skyddar legionen dig från dig själv.
I have cowboyed, I have managed my own ranch, I have drove truck, I have worked in damn steel mills and foundries, I have dug more than my share of ditches and painted houses. I have done everything there is to do. The Legion is very special. Why a guy joins ain't got hill of beans to do with nothing. It's why he stays. You could also say that a lot of these guys would kill themselves on auto accidents or with drug overdoses or some bullshit like that within their social life if it wasn't for the Legion. What holds you there is discipline. It's not fear. You got some guy who's well-balanced, who wants a wife and 2 kids with a little white picket fence and all this crap, you know? Man, we don't need him. We need the kind of guy who hasn't got any idea what he's going to do tomorrow. Because if you got a guy who's got his head functioning correctly, he don't need us. We take all these other weirdos and stick them together and make something out of it. And it works. That works well. But why someone stays here, man, is because he found something that makes his life worth living a little bit longer for.
This is a big challenge for me. Yeah, I was afraid of it, because we don't know what it is. We don't know what's going to happen, how they're going to treat us or something. They take everything from you when you begin. Driver license, they take it away from you. If you have any picture, they take it away from you. Anything they can relay you to the outside world, they take it away from you. Money is not always the most important thing in our world, at least for me. I don't come here for the money. If it's good, I maybe stay for 15, 20, all my life.
Most of them say to me, I can't cope any longer with my environment and with the world around me. So I come and I give you my skin. I give you my blood. You do what you want with me, said the Legionnaire. But please, love me. I will give to you all that you want. I will obey your orders. But in exchange, I demand to be loved by somebody in that institution.
Your stay here is from between 15 and 20 days. You're going to go to the interrogation unit of the Foreign Legion. Here, they want to know about you from the day you was born until the present date.
It's a big person in front of you with a big rank.
What's your name?
He was looking deep inside me. And he take all that past that I had in my eyes, and he began to ask me about it. And every time I tell him something, a piece of me that was falling to the floor.
You was a fireman at night?
Yeah, I was a firefighter at night, and I was going to the university in the morning.
If, for example, your mom and your dad, they come knocking on the door here to ask if you are here, Do you want them to say yes, you are here, or not to say you are here?
No, I want the Legion to say no to them.
Et la Légion qui répondent qu'elle n'est pas ici.
Ok, donc on va te changer de nom.
Okay, there's no problem, they will change your name.
Ok?
Ok.
Donc à partir de maintenant, tu t'appelleras Joe Harris.
From now on, your new name is Joe Harris.
Ok? Joe Espinosa n'existe plus.
Joel Spinoza doesn't exist anymore.
Ok?
The beginning of my new life, that was really when they cut my hair off. That was a part of me who was sad because I was losing a many years past, because you look completely different. But I was getting now my new life in the Legion.
Här, på andra fallskärmsregementet, REP kallas det, lever legionärerna i ständig beredskap. De är redo att rycka ut vart som helst i världen med 2 timmars varsel. Det är den sortens adrenalinutsöndring som lockar bland andra korpral Mark Rossignol som kom från Australien för 5 år sedan för att gå med i legionen.
I think I need discipline in my life. I wouldn't get that in Civvy Street. I'd get it by the coppers, that's the only thing. I want an army life, and I got it here, so I'm happy with it, you know. Most people who come here, they got nowhere else to go. This is probably your last chance.
På ön Korsika, söder om Frankrike, hålls fallskärmsregementet nästan helt isolerat från omvärlden. Dagens främlingslegion är en styrka tränad för snabba truppinsatser. Den ingår i franska armén men är fortfarande en liten självstyrande professionell enhet på 8500 man.
I went home last January, well this year in January, and saw a change. Well, mates, I seen them. But half of them are no good, you know. Big out in the pubs. The other half are in Nick. It's not a life that, sitting at the pub, you know.
What do they think about you joining the Legion, though?
Some of them said, oh, it's all right. Some of them didn't even know the Legion existed. Felt like my place wasn't there, you know. That's it.
For me personally, it's a challenge, you know. That's it. I mean, if I can stick it out, well then it'll be something you can be proud of, that's all. It is a commitment. It's more of a commitment than you think. Commitment to the people that you work with, also to yourself, because it is a small family.
Party! Chris Osborne övergav en karriär i Australiens reguljära armé för att ge sig kast med legionens utmaningar.
I knew what I was getting myself into from the start. As soon as I walked through the gates of Orban, I knew that it'd be hard work. You have to earn everything here. You have to earn. Even the respect in your place in the section as soon as you arrive. You are summed up. You are looked at. The training's hard. It can be very frustrating, but it's always difficult mentally because sometimes you don't see the logic of things. My ambition, just to try and probably stay fully functional, you know, mentally and sort of physically. It is probably the best school for human nature in the world here. You have no idea. You've got guys from all around the world. You learn different traits about different nationalities.
don't like blacks, but there's black legionnaires, and I consider them as a legionnaire before they're black, you know.
Everybody has differences, but you'd be very stupid to come here and say, I don't like this certain nationality, so I'm going to beat the hell out of every one of them. I mean, you wouldn't last long, you know. Everybody's in the same boat here, you know. Nobody's special. You come here full intentions knowing that you could end up killed, sure. This place does have a mortality rate. You can't always be sure where your luck's going to be or what your destiny is. But you've got to do it. I mean, what do you want to do? Sit around and watch the sun come up in the morning and watch it go down at night and not get a buzz? Sure. I get a buzz out of blowing up things and shooting things and jumping out of planes and stuff like that. Yeah, sure.
Would you get a buzz out of killing people?
If it was part of the job, yes. If it's to defend the lives of French citizens down there in Africa and to protect your mates here, your fellow legionnaires, yes. You can take pride in that you have done your job, yes.
Legionen var en av de första arméstyrkorna som marscherade in i Saudiarabien och anslöt sig till de allierade styrkorna i kriget vid Persiska viken. En återgång till livet i öknen. Legionen har också permanenta utposter i andra främmande länder. Från sitt högkvarter på det franska fastlandet upprätthåller legionen en närvaro i Tchad i Afrika. Man har också en bas i Djibouti vid Adenviken. På Mayotte i Indiska oceanen. På Stilla havsöarna i närheten av Tahiti som understöd för de franska kärnvapenproverna. Och i Guyanas djungler som bevakningsstyrka vid den europeiska rymdraketbasen. De flesta soldaterna i legionen kan räkna med att tillbringa åtminstone 2 av de första 5 tjänstgöringsåren utomlands. De exotiska platsernas faror och romantik är lockande för ynglingar som vuxit upp i världens storstadsdjungler. Efter 3 veckors läkarundersökningar, lämplighetstester och förhör får 1 av 3 kvittera ut en uniform.
When everybody begin to take their clothes off, that's the moment when you begin to give that step into the soup. They make you lose your identity and make you get into a group. You're not one no more. You are many.
Idag kommer Joe Harris att fatta ett av sitt livs viktigaste beslut. Han ska ta värvning på minst 5 år i franska främlingslegionen.
I shall solemnly underline this new start chosen by you and your willingness to serve the Foreign Legion with honor and faithfulness, whatever the regiment you may choose.
Engagé volontaire pur d'air.
Présent, Major.
De förbinder sig att följa de högtidligt formulerade reglerna. Att genomföra sina uppdrag till varje pris. Att aldrig överge sina sårade eller stupade. Och aldrig sträcka vapen under några förhållanden.
The rule of chivalry and the code of honors and the way to behave with loyalty constitute one of the catechism of the Legion.
I ett tabernakel i legionens helgedom ligger dess allra heligaste relik, kapten Danjous trähand, som hittades i askan när 65 legionärer hade kämpat till slutet mot 2000 mexikaner. Sedan legionen grundades har 36 000 legionärer dött för Frankrike. Men det är bara namnen på officerarna som finns antecknade i rullorna. Bland de kända namnen finns Ali Khan, kompositören Cole Porter och den unge amerikanske poeten Alan Sager som tjänstgjorde och stupade i legionen. Han skrev:
Jag har ett möte stämt med döden. vid midnatt när en stad i lågor står, när våren går mot norr igen i år, och trogen löftet som jag gav, går jag till mötet som kan bli min grav.
Legionen omhuldar och skapar sina egna legender med stor hängivenhet. Konstnärer, fotografer och författare är sysselsatta på heltid enbart med att hålla idealbilden vid liv.
The legion is very romantic because each legionnaire with his own private adventure to join the legion is a dreamer, a figure of romance.
How do you feel about the idea of being a gunslinger for France, though?
Oh, gunslinger. Well, put it this way, I'm a volunteer. I don't like the word mercenary. I don't know what the public's image or perception of a mercenary is. Maybe it's somebody who goes around killing people and burning villages, but no. Here you are a volunteer which serves the Legion and which the Legion does serve France. Whatever they throw on your plate, you got to eat. Huh?
Suivant, saute! Ouais, bien, saut! Suivant! Saut, Nicole! Allez! Saut! Allez! Vite! Allez, accroche chaque cadeau!
Legionen låter en grupp genomgå kommandosoldatträning. De får öva 48 timmar i sträck utan sömn för att se hur långt det går att driva dem utan att de bryter ihop.
Hey! À l'avant, rebond, tire! Putain, 5-12, vite! Ils sont mieux, ok! Allez, bien vu!
Varje man i gruppen ansvarar också för de övriga.
Okej! Allez, on est parti en bas! Vite! Go! C'est moyen, ça fait! Allez, go! Allez, en dos!
Legionen ser helst att rekryterna är uppväxta under hårda villkor i arbetarklassmiljö. Och man odlar en stark jämlikhetsanda. Legionen ser gärna att de har problem. Det är ju trots allt deras problem som driver dem dit och som kommer att hålla dem kvar där. Legionärerna kan bli officerare, men det är väldigt få som når ända in till det allra heligaste, officersmässen. Officerarna rekryteras ur gräddan av franska kadetter. Legionen är populär som kommendering eftersom den är både professionell och relativt självständig. Officerarna lever som gamla tiders riddare och slår vakt om sin hederskodex i egna riddarborgar. Även officerarna tycker om att uppmuntra ett visst övermod och de odlar föreställningen om de stygga pojkarna. Det krävs att man ska visa sin lojalitet mot legionen framför allt annat. Officerarna måste tillbringa juldagen tillsammans med sitt manskap, inte med sina familjer. Men tillvaron i bottenskiktet är inte alls lika rolig. Rekryterna måste tillbringa sina första 40 dagar på en gård som är totalt isolerad från omvärlden. Det är här som indoktrineringen börjar.
The most difficult thing is to teach brotherhood to these young men. And brotherhood is difficult. You must support your neighbor. Sometimes he stinks, you know, or he doesn't speak the same language. He understands nothing. Their personal behavior must not be a burden for the others. It is one of the bases of brotherhood.
We don't want a family like my mother and father and my sister and everybody else. I want a family of brothers, as we are here in the Legion.
When they join the Legion, There is one thing that we guarantee to those young men. You will never be alone again. You will always have a brother on your side. During that period, when they cross the step of their adventure to the Legion, they have to strip off the burden of their failure, their past, to begin again a new life. It is like a birth.
So, allez-vous! Bon, not bien, les gars. In the beginning, we call them zeros because they got no hair, because they don't know nothing, and that's the way it starts off.
Marchons légionnaires dans la boue, dans le sable brûlant. Marchons l'âme légère et le cœur vaillant. Marchons légionnaires.
Okay?
On essaie de chanter le
that they
premier
sing.
couplet tous ensemble.
What are the words? We are the damned of all the world, the wounded of all the wars. We cannot forget a woman. We have pain in our hearts.
We walk with the devil, the diable.
Do you walk around singing that?
When you have to, you have to. It's part of the spirit to call it. It's part of the process.
Les gars du premier étranger, notre devise est légendaire. Honneur, fidélité, fidélité. Ah. 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 Action. Reposez.
Nollan blir fysiskt och psykiskt omformad. Tillstukade personligheter rätas ut, dåliga vanor rättas till, tvivel på den egna förmågan utplånas.
I wouldn't say it's brainwashing. I don't know if there's anybody here who's brainwashed. I think people just enjoy their work here, that's all.
Many times you don't know what time it is or what day it is, and you don't know nothing about the outside world, if something happened to your country or something happened to your family. We don't know what's going on. Sometimes I do miss my girlfriend, and I think about my family, about the people I love, people I left behind, because when I came here, I left everybody behind. In the same time, you don't miss them, because when you get up in the morning and put your uniform, you know that now you're part of another family, and the family behind is only in your heart.
It is a pressure cooker at times. I think it helps around here. People think you're crazy. I think it does help because they still leave you alone, you know.
There is a lot of violence here. We like getting in fights, having a good session, drinks and all that. When we do, we always cause trouble. We're not allowed to do it, but we do it, you know.
Do you find that people pick fights with you if you're a legionnaire, people from other parts of the French army and things?
No, they run away as fast as they can.
What, because the reputation of the Legion?
Reputation plus what we do, you know.
Allez, pas sensible, pas sensible. Okay, allez, viens ici, laisse-le.
You are revered and feared.
It does nurture the image of being bad, tough guys, doesn't it?
Bad, tough guys. Yeah. Yeah, you're right there, I suppose, but that's part of holding your head up higher, being prouder.
Legionen är medveten om vilka krafter i form av våldsinstinkter som bara väntar på att frigöras hos männen som vuxit upp i en våldspräglad miljö. Byrackorna från bakgatorna kan omsorgsfullt tränas till att bli utomordentliga stridshundar.
Aggression is controlled madness. That's what aggression is. It is controlled madness, and you have to have a check on your appetites in all aspects of life.
Okay, let's move. Viens. Allez, continue. Placasol!
Men ibland går det för långt. Och nyligen förbjöds legionen att delta i manövrer med den reguljära armén eftersom man orsakade så många personskador.
What about the ultimate, the morality of killing, and do you ever think about that?
Yeah, I'd love to do it. I'm just waiting for the day, you know? Not just me, him, everybody.
But what commandment it says they shall not kill?
That's Bible stuff. No one thinks about that. It's our job. It's our job.
Allez, lâche-le. Ok, c'est bon, les couteaux, allez.
Yeah, and of pleasure.
Allez, plaque à sol. Debout. Allez, Anna, roule avant. Ah, putain, c'est rien encore, viens ici.
You thought about the morality?
The morality, I mean, well, there are no laws. There shouldn't be any laws. I mean, if there is a war, there is a war. You have to protect yourself, your comrades, plus the people that you sent there to save.
Il doit pas tomber, c'est ton blessé. Il est blessé, là. Allez, viens ici, là. Ok, passe-le. Ok, c'est bon, allez.
Det finns en viss romantik omkring att bryta mot reglerna i legionen. Man visar tolerans mot de som släpper ut sina aggressioner och respekterar de som avtjänat arreststraff.
It's normal for a person to go off the rails now and then, and he does time in the jails. It's normal. It's an outlet of your aggression, I suppose.
You get quieting down here. You can't get violent all the time. But if I was in Civvy Street, yeah, I'd be violent. You ain't got much freedom. I want to know every second what you're doing. If you're in town getting pissed, or if you're working, or if you're doing training and all that.
It's just like a footballer. He trains all week and then the weekend comes and he doesn't get a game. Hey, what does he do? You don't hold anything against anybody who's done time. You go in there, you finish your term, and then you come back out and then you start anew, huh? That's it.
This is typical to the legionnaire, absolutely typical. When they have made a mistake, they would not suffer not to be punished. Because for them it is the rule, and after a punishment they feel clean. That's a typical traditional behavior of the legionnaire. And yes, that's typical.
Yeah, overseas always getting strife and going a nick. I'm not proud for it, but that's how it goes. You get in trouble and they put you in nick.
What did you do?
Well, since you're always locked up over there, so plus the sun, the desert and all that, you go out for 3 weeks, you come back in. But me and my mate, I done the barbed wires and went in a black village in town, little shacks, tin shacks and all that, and burnt down a house and hit a couple of people and that's it.
Why'd you do that?
Take the anger out of yourself, you know. Take it out on them. Can't take it out on other legionnaires.
Is that the only reason you've been in nick?
No, I've been in nick heaps of times.
For what, mainly?
Lots of time, drunkenness, fighting. That's about it, you know. Never stealing. You go over the continent in France and all that, everybody just stares at you like someone who came out from nowhere, you know, or you're apart from them, you know. Everybody just hates you. Not everybody, but most of the civilians. Some of them don't even know what Legion is. They're afraid. So they don't come up and talk to you, you know. You can be sitting there 2-3 hours in the bar and just don't like the Legion. No one likes it, really. It's got its reputation from the old days and still kept it.
If you come here with attachments on the outside, you don't last too long. That's why a lot of guys leave, because they get mail from their girlfriends and that plays on their mind and they say, well, I've got to get back and do this and that. You know, there's time-facing ships later on, though.
We have around 9% of the deserters per year. That's an average. It is the worst thing that can happen. I feel it, me, being their officer, I feel it really as a divorce, as a failure. I am ashamed of that because I realize I have not been able to integrate a man in my community. So it is a failure. But I realize also that some people have not enough guts to meet the challenge of the Legion.
I have nothing against anybody who deserts. I'll even give them the money to leave, you know. I mean, like you volunteer to come, you can volunteer to leave. I mean, the door's always open.
But in a way, the great phenomenon we have, even with our deserters, is that if you are a deserter of the Foreign Legion, you are not a deserter, an ordinary deserter. And you will always find somewhere somebody able to pay attention to you. It's better to be a deserter of the Foreign Legion, in a sense, than to be a deserter of the 25th Potatoes Lancers Regiment.
Prisoners have been found guilty and will be shot at sunrise.
There's a nice pickle we're in. Shot at sunrise. I hope it's cloudy tomorrow.
Men livet i legionen är inte så strapatsrikt som förr när den var förlagd i öknen. Ön Korsika är en attraktiv turistort på somrarna.
There's never a shortage of women here, I can tell you. I mean, you've only got to be here in summer before the tourists come in. And you've got Italian women, you've got people from all around the world who come in the course. They say hello to legionnaires, yeah.
Men det finns inte stort utrymme för kvinnorna i legionen. Legionärerna får gifta sig efter 5 års tjänstgöring. Men de flesta tycker att det är lättare att förbli brödraskapet trogen.
I appreciate when our legionnaires go downtown together like brothers and go to a bordello or somewhere like that.
And I know guys who got wives here and it's very rough on them. And so we all try to help them out as best we can, but still. He can come in one night and say, well, honey, I'm going to be gone for a while. She goes, how long? And 4.5 months later, he'll walk in the door. So it's very rough to make relationships. It's very difficult. You just don't know what the hell you're doing. That's why we drink. It takes up the gaps, huh? It works.
This sincere problem of women is in the center, maybe, of the preoccupation of the legionnaire. And the magnificence in combat, maybe, in war and sacrifice, may be a compensation to a refusal of the materiality of women.
I krigandet har legionären hittat ett surrogat för kvinnorna. Han har avstått från en form av kärlek för en annans skull. Och ofta har han fått offra livet på köpet. Ett av de blodigaste fältslagen i legionens historia ägde rum i Indokina, långt innan amerikanerna kom dit. Under slaget vid Dien Bien Phu 1954 stupade 1500 legionärer. Därmed steg dödssiffran till 10 000 man och ett nederlagsdrabbat Frankrike drog sig snart tillbaka från Indokina.
War, sacrifice and death have always been fascinating for men. When a man dies, if he is at the moment he dies well established in the spirit of the Legion, he will never die. He will belong to the fame of the Legion. His blood, while pouring, will bring to the Legion a new force for a new combat and for a new accomplishment of the institution.
Man is not a natural killer. He has to be taught. He has to be taught. You have to do it psychologically, between hot and cold, fear and pleasure. And it has to be worked in slowly so it's ingrained. It's not easy, and it don't always work.
You use weapons, and you use them for some purpose, and the purpose is kill.
How can anybody teach a soldier to go kill somebody, and then when he gets back in the streets, he's supposed to stop it right away? It doesn't work either. I mean, you just don't turn it on and off with a little switch, huh? There's always a contradiction one has to face. But when you deal with so many contradictions for so long, you're not necessarily too well hooked on, huh? You can take a prostitute, and her job is to give pleasure. You can take a military man, and his job is to be the last one standing up.
Enda fördelen legionen har framför reguljära nationella arméer är att förlusterna inte blir samma politiska belastning. Legionärerna kommer inte hem i kistor som sveps i fanor. De ligger begravda på gravfält i utlandet, ofta lika anonyma som de ville vara i livet.
When you die, don't nobody cry. What's a life worth? And who the hell am I? I ain't but a pimple on the butt of an elephant. I ain't suicidal. But goddamn, the bloke who takes my head off is going to earn it, huh? He's going to earn every minute of it. But we're going to have a time.
It's a primitive, basic animal instinct of man to go to war and to prove to himself that he has the skill, and also to be the conqueror, to kill his enemy. I think that is a very truthful answer. I can't give any other one.
But you're killing people for money.
The rep doesn't go into a defenseless country down Africa, and it just doesn't start blazing away for its own glory. I mean, whenever the rep is called in, it is to protect the French citizens. That's it.
We're fighting for France, and we respect France, but we are a family first. In the beginning it's hard, because it's not your country, it's not your flag. After you've been here for a long time, you begin to understand what is France, and you begin to love this country.
När franska främlingslegionen skrider ner för Champs-Élysées på nationaldagen får trupperna alltid stående ovationer. För de är en del av kulturarvet i det här romantiskt senade landet. På sätt och vis är deras långsamma, arroganta marsch, deras exotiska uniform, deras stil och utmanande attityd en symbol för det typiskt franska. Men deras stolthet har ibland orsakat spänningar, och det fanns en tid när legionen faktiskt förbjöds att delta i den här paraden eftersom man satte lojaliteten mot brödraskapet högre än troheten mot Frankrike. I över 100 år var legionen baserad i Algeriet. 1961 fick Algeriet sin självständighet och legionen hemförlovades. Legionen hade kämpat hårt och länge mot rebellerna som slogs för Algeriets självständighet och hade inställningen att kampen var vunnen. För dem var tillbakadragandet ett förräderi. Fallskärmsregementet deltog i en revolt mot franska regeringen. Till sist drog sig legionärsrebellerna tillbaka. De sjöng Edith Piaf-sången Non, je ne regrette rien. Nej, jag ångrar ingenting. Inte ens idag ber legionen om ursäkt för det. Och broderskapsbanden som ledde till revolten är lika starka som någonsin förr.
The modern Western society, very materialistic and with a high technology, do not provide to men the affection they need. They feel that they will find something to fill this gap in the Legion.
Look at the bond ship here. You know, for me now, it's pretty tranquil. It's pretty tranquil.
Soldaterna som nu genomgått dop och konfirmation inom ramen för legionens mytbildning lever i en munktillvaro med stark broderskapskänsla. Paradoxalt nog spirar broderskärleken ur ett bittert förflutet och inriktas mot en framtid präglad av våldsamma konflikter.
There is that bond, sure there is. I mean, there has to be a bond, doesn't there? Which is very important. I don't know of any homosexuals here.
The problem is that they say that men create wars to have this bond.
Yeah. I mean, where else would you get a bunch of guys doing what we do? I mean...
But it's the only way that men can express love for each other.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. You're a fighting man, huh? You're a fighting man. For Christ's sake, I mean, what do you want us to do, walk around with flowers in our hair, huh? I mean, Christ almighty.
After a career in the Legion, you have people that we must take in the veterans institution because they are totally unable to cope with their civilian life, some of them.
It's like a family. There isn't anybody that's alone. My family is Legion.
När en ung man tar värvning lovar legionen att han aldrig ska stå ensam igen. Och när han blir gammal infrias det löftet. Till lantgården kommer de unga legionärerna och hjälper de gamla fälttågshjältarna med druvskörden. Dagarna är långa och druvorna är fullmogna och söta. Varje år producerar pensionärerna 100 000 flaskor Côte de Provence.
The wine? Oh, it's good, yeah.
Bon, je vous remercie.
I hope it's a good year this year.
Avec mes souvenirs, j'allume le feu.
Till och med efter pensioneringen lever de gamla legionärerna i enlighet med legionens legender som de bidragit till att bygga upp.
Avec le trémolo, fallait pour toujours. Je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Dans ma vie, dans mes coins.
Som avslutning på de 40 dagarnas utbildning avverkar rekryterna, nollorna, en lång marsch tillbaka till förläggningen för att ta emot legionens vita mössa, Kepi Blanc. Broderskapsbandet knyts.
I think we are different. I think we learn to love each other in here.
Allez, c'est bien les gars. Terminé.
When you have a friend, and he's really your friend, you're able to give your life for him. I will be glad to give it to them because we are brothers of arms.
My ambition and my dream and my wish is to make my legioners noble, to elevate their mind and to give them back to the civilian life if they want to go back better than they were when they came.
I don't know what it's outside no more. And I don't want to be outside. I want to be here. That's very important for me. I want to be here and I will stay here. And I hope I can stay here for a long time.
légionnaires de la section du lieutenant Fouin, coiffez vos képis blancs.
I'm a soldier of elite, soldier of class, soldier of the Legion.
What if Australia suddenly got in a war? What would you do?
If Australia was threatened badly, I don't know. At the moment, my loyalty lays with the Legion. I'd like to think that the boys back home would be able to do a good job, huh? I'm loyal to the kepi blanc, which is a white kepi. As long as you wear the uniform, it is my duty. It is my duty to obey and to do what is required of me. I mean, you are proud to put the uniform on. I'd like to think that after 5 years I'll be able to say, well, that's enough. I've got to get back on home. I've fulfilled my side of the contract. I've done my bit, eh? I know once I finish my commitments here, I can enter France any time I want to. No problems. I can even live here.
André Malraux, the French philosopher, said the 21st century will be the century of refound spirit, or will not be. So I am optimistic. I believe that it will be a change in this society. It is coming. So maybe we may play the modest role of monasteries during the Middle Age, you know. Through the black period of the barbarian Middle Age, in the Cistercian monasteries, they kept the little flame of culture coming from the antiquity. And when the Renaissance came back, they were able to deliver a flow of culture and spirituality. We save some values that we will be able to bring back at the right moment when people will need maybe more brotherhood and comradeship.
The future of the French Foreign Legion is very secure. They need us. Why should they send some poor French kid out to fight or go get someplace where there's a shitty stick when they got me who's willing to do it for nothing? I'm here. My mother don't vote on France. My family don't care. Why should they send some nice little clean French kid when they got all these dirty misfits? Let them go.
If I come to the end of my life without having fought another war, the world will be a better place to live. I may be the last old cowboy that ever existed, but goddamn, I may be the last legionnaire going too. But the world won't be no worse off without us.
Adieu, mon père. Adieu, mon père.
Vi är hela världens fördömda. Vi är de sårade från alla krig. Vi kan inte glömma en kvinna. Vi som har hett blod i ådrorna, sorg i själen och smärta i hjärtat.